welcome to the first of 3 tutorials. I'm going to demonstrate 3 lessons on different levels. This is the basic level. We're going to be doing some warm-up exercises. We're also going to be working on some basic chords and then also learning a scale. The warm-up exercise requires you put a finger down on each fret, walking up from fret 1, which is here, and then going up the neck towards fret 4. So you've got finger 1, finger 2, finger 3, finger 4. You do that on each string. The important thing is to try and get fairly close to the fret so that you get a clear sound rather than a buzz, which is from being too far away from it. And you can keep on going onto all the strings. We've done 6, 5, 4. This is 3, string 2, and then string 1. And if you're feeling really adventurous, you could do the same on this hand as well, so you end up plucking the same finger on each hand as you're playing with. An extension of this is to then change position. Changing position means that you move your hand further up the neck. So now I'm starting on fret 2. I'm going to come the other way this time. Just try it at a manageable pace. It's not really, that there's a great deal of benefit in practicing things very, very slowly. Okay, and then the next thing I was going to show is 4, what I would term them 4 magic chords. They come up again and again and again. E minor is one of them. And then this requires all the strings. We have C. Quite a stretch one. One good piece of advice with this one is to put the fingers that are furthest apart on first and then the middle one later. This is to make sure that you get closer into the fret so that you can put one finger there and stretch all the way down there. That is quite a big stretch, and then partner one in the middle. And you get used to spreading your fingers out. With that one you start from string 4. And then we have G. Different ways you can play G, but we're going to go for the 3-finger version where you have the third finger goes on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. The middle finger goes all the way up to the top on the other side, which is also the E string, both making notes of G. And then this one goes in on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Strum all the strings. But once you have when you're first starting and you have a bunch of chords, the thing to do is to then try and just play them as clearly as possible and switch between 2. So if I go from E minor to C to start with. A few strums on each. It's as much about the transition between the chords as it is about playing them. And obviously that's how you get the continuity of a sort of fluency of a song. And then the final 4th chord would be D, which is only strumming the first 4 strings of the chord. The long finger now tucks into the 2nd fret, and that's the most tricky bit about the chord really, because it's the longest finger and it's at the bottom. And then the 2nd finger goes directly above it on the 3rd string, 3rd finger then on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. So we've got now 4 strings plucked. And so that combination gives you access to a multitude of songs. G, D, E minor, C. It's a common one. That's No Woman, No Cry, but it could just as easily be With or Without You by U2 and a few others. The thing to bear in mind, of course, is that some of these songs are in they're higher up at the neck, and you can invest in a capo. And this is basically where it just clips on the neck. I mean, I can do a demonstration of what it would do, but without a capo, where I put my finger across like that and do the same shapes. So With or Without You, in fact, I think it's on 4th fret capo, and you got. And that's the thing, if you can eventually get to the stage where you can clamp your finger on and do both together, then that gives you a great deal of freedom. But that's quite difficult. It's probably better to work with the open chords to start off with, using the open strings up further up the neck. And then finally, with this lesson, I was going to show doing the pentatonic scale. So pentatonic scale is quite simple. Pentatonic means 5, there's only 5 notes. We're going to start with the open 6th string, then using the 3rd finger ideally, play the 3rd fret of that string, and then open 5th string, and then 2nd fret of that, and again on the next string, on the 4th string, open 2 again on the 3rd string, and the last 2 strings open 3. And coming back the other way, you do it in reverse, so you play the press down first, and then take your finger off to the open note on the 1st string, then on the 3rd string again. So 3 open, 3 open. Then the next 3, if you remember, are 2 opens, and then 3 open at the end. Interestingly, the things we've learned today go together to some extent. The warm-up is just a warm-up, just to get the fingers involved. But then if you were to then integrate the chords in that scale, you'd have a folky kind of sound. But yeah, they're commonly associated, the two. Great thing to start you off. Thank you very much.